Hey yogis, welcome to day 9 of your 30-day yoga challenge. In today's practice, we explore the idea of space. Space in the physical sense, yes, but also some abstract ideas of space. Recognizing that taking space or giving ourselves space, how much this benefits us just for our overall well-being. So let's get started. We'll start in a seated position, and sitting cross-legged isn't always accessible for everyone. And what I mean by that is when your legs are crossed, if you feel that you are actually leaning back or there's a rounding of your lower back, I would suggest coming into hero pose. So I'll do that for you. Hero pose is where you're on the shin bones and the inner knees and inner thighs are together. You're more than welcome to stay in the cross-legged pose. We're going to take our hands onto our lower ribs. If your shoulders allow the hands to go a little bit higher, then do so. Close your eyes and take a long exhalation. Notice what happens underneath your hands. And then breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. Inhale. And exhale. Continue like that, breathing in. Feeling that the inhalation expands into the ribs. Feel the space you're creating beneath your hands. And then with your next round, find a moment of pause at the end of your inhale, and taking a similar pause at the bottom of your exhale. Carry on like that. Think of those pauses as space. Space between the breath. Knowing that there are moments, or rather that there is value to the moments that are in between. Keep your eyes closed and just let your hands rest on your thighs or in your lap. Sitting quietly as you bring your focus to the center of your eyebrows. Let your attention rest there. And just consider the space, really the space you've carved out for yourself to take each of these classes, and the feeling or the benefit that creating space to take a 15-minute practice, how does that impact your day? What has this given you? We'll take a deep breath in. Open the mouth. And then open your eyes. Let's make our way to downward facing dog pose. Look forward towards your hands. Step your left foot forward and then right foot forward. Let's place the hands on the shin bones and then lengthen the spine away from the hips. Slide your hands to the backs of the ankles and fold, taking those hips high. Again, hands to front of shins. Inhale, lengthening forward through the crown of the head. And then exhale, forward folding, maybe even bending the elbows slightly to the sides. Stand up tall, lifting your arms over the head. Inhale, looking up. And then bring your hands together in front of the chest. And release your arms beside you as you stand up tall. mountain pose. And then circle your arms over your head, breathing in. Forward folding. And draw in through your abdomen and really feel that the chest is connected to the thighs. Pull your heart away from the legs, inhale. With your exhalation, right foot steps back. Lower your right knee down onto the floor, and then inhale, lift your arms over your head. Okay, lower both of your hands to the mat and come into downward dog pose. Come forward into high plank, inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your knees, keep the abdomen in. Think of one line from the tailbone towards the crown of the head, and then bend your elbows as you lower all the way down onto the floor. Once you're lying down, let your hands float slightly from the mat. Inhale, baby cobra pose or unsupported cobra. Press down actively through the tops of the feet. Imagine the palms continuing to lift, continuing to hover, front of shoulders high. And then downward facing dog. Exhale. Okay, full breath in. And then a full breath out. Look towards your hands and place your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down onto the floor. And then inhale, lift your arms over your head. From here, we're going to bend our left arm. So notice here that as I bend the left arm, the forearm moves about parallel to the floor. And then with your right hand, hold your left arm bone. And imagine pulling the elbow a little bit closer towards the side of your head. And then the baby finger ends up moving slightly away from the midline. Gently push the left upper arm bone back. And then bring your left hand to the floor. Open your chest. Stretch your right arm up into the air. And then reach your right hand behind you as though the fingers were moving to the back wall. Reach the arm back up. Over your head, lower the hand outside of the foot. And then left foot forward. Look straight ahead as you breathe in. And exhale, fold. We're going to come into the sky, lifting through our arms. Breathe in. Slide hands together in front of the chest and lower the hands, mountain pose. Inhale, circle the arms up. Look to the sky. And then forward fold. Make sure you touch the ground. That might require bending the knees. Inhale, look forward, find length, push back through your hips. Let your left foot step back and lightly place the knee down. Lift both of your arms. We call this Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Downward dog. Do exhale. Okay, stay where you are. Full breath in. Push back through your thighs. Come forward into high plank pose. Lower the knees, but try not to let the stomach collapse. Lower all the way to the floor. Once you're lying down, we'll straighten the arms along the sides, palms facing up. And then inhale, peel the chest away from the floor. And imagine that your palms are pressing directly into the ceiling like you could push the ceiling up. And then come down. Downward dog. So look towards the space of the hands, left foot forward. We'll lower our right knee to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms. Okay, I'm going to rest my left hand on the front thigh for a moment so you can see this top arm. Bend your right elbow, okay? You know, it's going to feel maybe a little bit tight for some of you, but do think of bending the arm like your forearm, lower arm, is almost in line with the mat. With the left hand, grab the right bicep or maybe even the elbow, and then gently pull the elbow towards your temple. And then when you do that, the baby finger moves away from the midline. Press the upper arm bone back, closer to the ear, maybe closer towards the back of the head, and then stay there. Bring your right hand to the floor. Reach your left arm high into the air, look up, and then begin reaching more towards the space behind you, like that left middle fingertip could touch the wall space behind. Arm to the ceiling, to the front, at side of the foot, and then right foot forward. Look to the horizon, make your upper body long, and then exhale, place the ribs to the legs, lift the buttock bones. We're gonna right away bend the knees, moving directly into chair pose. Lift both of your arms up. Exhale, sit lower, and then maintain the lift of the chest. Let's take the arms along the sides of our body. Now, begin to rotate inwardly your arms so that number one, your palms face the back. Continue rotating the arms internally so that the palms now face the side. There's this awkward rotation where it feels a little bit maybe tight through the front of the shoulders. And then keep sitting low, begin to draw the thumbs back even more. Like you want the thumbs to move to the space behind you, and then the back of your hands, which are facing each other, can you press them close? Rise to standing, release your hands, look up. Bring your hands towards prayer, and then lower your arms down. Bend your knees and go back to chair, stay seated low. Keep your heart high, reach the hands behind your back. As you interlock the fingers, let's go with the right thumb on top, make that switch as needed. Bend your elbows slightly and press the heels of the palms together, collarbones wide. Can you begin to actively hug the inner elbows closer, maybe noticing more space through chest, and then place the chest on the knees as your buttock bones begin to lift, and you pull the thumbs away from the lower back. Breathing in. And then breathing out. Stay as you are, go wider in shoulders, inhale. Release hands, exhale. Half lift, and then plank, step back. Okay, from your high plank pose, inhale. Lower slowly to the floor. Inhale, open through the chest. Pause here in cobra. So allow your elbows to stay bent, maybe a little, maybe a lot. And then imagine I'm holding the inner part of your elbow and ever so gently pulling back. Down dog, exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Look to the space of the hands, right foot coming forward, left knee coming down. And then here, begin to bend your left leg so that the heel, notice here the heel, moves towards the buttock. When we do this, the front of the hips, maybe even the front of this left thigh, wants to almost pull away from the front. So as best as you can, keep the lunge, keep the pelvis moving forward. With your right arm, reach it behind you and see if you can grab the outside of the foot. Now, if it doesn't come so easily, which, for some of you it may not, they'll give you two options. You can keep the heel coming to the hip, right hand reaching to the foot and just hold there. It'll be a bit stronger. Or just release the foot to the floor and let your hand come outside of the front leg. Focus more on lunging deep, right? Because really holding the foot is helping to do a number of things, but one of them being opening more, stretching through the front thigh and the front of hips. If you are holding the foot, let's release and then look forward, release the twist, straighten the back knee, and then rise up to a high lunge. So let's go ahead and stretch both of our arms into the air. At the very top, we're going to join the palms together, cross the thumbs, and then bend both of your elbows so that the lower arm or your forearms are in line with the mat, roughly. And then facing forward, hug the inner elbows closer to the head, and then take the upper arms away from the front wall. Fold about halfway forward, reach the arms along the sides of your body, and then with your hands down, downward dog, exhale. Okay, you're breathing in, and you're breathing out. Look to the space of the hands, left foot forward. Right knee meeting the floor, and we do keep the hands on the mat around that front foot, and then on the exhalation, find a slightly deeper lunge, but lengthen the tail down. Right heel begins to lift, or right knee bends a little deeper, and then left arm opens the chest and it reaches back. Again, just being mindful here that you're not forcing the hold of the foot. If it's not coming so naturally to you, just keep the heel moving towards the glute, your left arm reaching back, or you just take more of a low lunge. Okay, whatever suits you. Take one more long breath. For those of you holding the foot, let it release. With our back toes curled, we'll straighten the right knee and then make our way to a high lunge. So crescent pose, firming the outer hips in. Join the palms, let your thumbs cross. Bend your elbows, direct your middle fingertips, really all of the fingertips, to the back wall. And then make sure your arms, which they will want to go out to the sides, firm them closer together. Allow the triceps to move away from the wall that you're looking at. Keep lengthening the tail. Fold halfway over your left thigh, arms along the sides of your body. And then with hands down, downward dog, step it back. Take an inhale, hold. Exhale. Look to the hands. Right foot steps forward. Come to the tips of the fingers, lift the chin. And then with your back heel, turn it flat. If you look at the arch of your back foot, it roughly lines with that front heel. We're going to take our left hand, bring it underneath you, and see if you're, but let the left hand grab onto your right buttock. Hold it and gently pull it so the buttock goes to the same line as that front knee. Bend it deeper, and then release your left arm high into the air. Inhale. Keep your front knee bent and push into the feet. Warrior two. Okay, hold here. Turn both of your palms to face the ceiling, and then inhale, reach your arms alongside the ears. Press through your feet, hug in through the sides of the waist, lift your arms higher. Downward dog, exhale. Okay, stay in the downward dog here. I want you to squeeze all 10 fingertips into the floor. And while you're pushing firmly through the base of your first fingers and thumb tips, imagine the upper arms rotating outwards, like you're turning the triceps to face the floor. And then stay there further, lift the underside of the arms high, but then melt the breastbone down. Look forward, left foot between the hands. Come to fingertips, look up. Turn your back heel down. So there's a swiveling of the back foot, and the heel of this front foot lines with the arch, okay? Possibly heel to heel. See what works for you. Really have the feet in a way that supports the space of the hip. You might see this next thing a bit more clearly this side. Right hand goes under the thigh. You hold onto your left glute. Pull it towards the midline so that it ends up behind, or rather in line with that front foot. And then stretch your right arm high into the air, looking up. Your left hand is still on the floor. Let's look at the left knee. Take an exhale, bend it deeper, and then with your left thigh staying firmly, staying in line with the floor, warrior two pose, come up. Now flip your palms to face the ceiling, and then reach your arms alongside the cheeks, alongside your ears, palms face each other. Connect with your feet, push down. Allow the sides of the waist to hug in and lift those arms more. Lower your hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Step back and exhale. Right away, squeeze the finger pads, push more through the inner part of the hands. Feel the upper arms lifting, the pit of the arms hollowing, and then push your thigh bones back. Close your eyes and stay with your breath. One more long inhale. Exhale. And then down onto the knees. Come into a hero pose. Inner knees together, inner thighs to touch. Sit up tall. We'll take our arms behind the back, and when we interlock the fingers, we're doing so with the left thumb on top. Okay? Already feel that you can widen across the chest, really widen from one shoulder to the other, and then reach the knuckles down. Okay? Maybe they touch the floor, maybe they don't. But feel that your buttock bones stay pressing into the heels, lengthen through your lower spine, and imagine the space directly behind the chest is in fact lifting. Take the space, try to feel the space behind your heart. Close your eyes, lift it away from the floor. Maintain this openness through the front of the chest, reach your arms to the sides and then all the way up, perhaps opening the eyes to face upwards. And then bring your hands together in front of the chest. Place your left hand on the right knee, your right hand behind you. Twist. And then switch. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind your back. Come back to center with your hands resting on the thighs, in your lap, or with your hands together. If this is the end of your practice, you can come to a corpse pose, a shavasana. We will end our time together here. Take a full breath in. Open the mouth, take space. Thank you all for carving out the space to practice with me once again. Looking forward to tomorrow. Namaste.